Hey, what's up guys, Mattshine here, come back with another video. Today's going to be the investing guide for January 2021, and I'm super excited to bring you guys this one. There's a lot to unpack going into January. Starting on into it here, something that is very controversial right now is that there is going to be no major for the first half of 2021. And this is just unfortunate more than anything, because investing in majors is something that brings so much fun and so much profit, I'll tell you. Capsules are super easy to profit on, and there's so many major items that go for super expensive, and if you look at the graphs of them, they start off super cheap. This is just something that I wish we could have had, but with everything going on in the world, I can definitely understand why we're not going to have it. Moving on into our first investment here though, I'm definitely going to suggest you have to go for some cases here. Now, in my past videos, I talked about the CS20 case being in the prime rotation, and that is just not correct. I've been informed that it's been moved into the non-prime drop pool. This is something that changes my view on it a little bit. After looking at it, it makes a lot of sense. If you compare it to a case that came out right before it, the Prisma case, it has about 1.7 million cases on the market right now. But if you compare it to the CS20 case, the CS20 case only has about 250,000 cases on the market right now. And it definitely makes sense. This case is going for only 10 cents right now, and there's still 250,000 of them, which is a lot, but at the same time, 10 cents for a case that's not in the active drop rotation, and something that contains the classic knife, a knife that we potentially will never see again, brings a lot of investment opportunities into it, just because we may run down to a problem later down the line, as there's not a ton of these cases left, but people still want the classic knife. It's not the most desirable knife, but at the same time it is a unique knife, and something that will probably not return in a later case. There's no reason for them to add it in a later case. Personally, right now, I am also looking into some other cases. I am going for the Gamma cases and the Spectrum cases just because they are a little bit cheaper than the other cases I am invested into. I'm invested into the Clutch case a lot, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but the Breakout, Phoenix, and Glove cases I'm also invested pretty heavily into, and they're going to be good investments in the future. You can see the growth right now, but they're just a little bit more expensive than the Gamma and Spectrum cases. And the Gamma and Spectrum cases are ones where I think I can definitely be able to double my money in a shorter time period than I will be able to with the Glove case. The Glove case is already at 75 cents, and its growth right now is not going to be that sustainable. I think it'll probably slow down in the near future. The Breakout case is one that's struggled to get over $1, and we've seen that as even now. It's got some great growth from the Operation Broken Fang. It dropped down and it's been going up real quickly, but even now it's struggling to get over $1, and I think it'll be a while before it gets over that $1 and significantly gets over that $1. Now, the Clutch case is a little unique, and it's the only case that I'm not currently investing into. I'm not currently buying more, and for that reason I think the Clutch case is slightly overpriced right now. I do like the Clutch case, and for 10 cents I think it's a great investment, but for 14 cents I think we're most likely going to see a small fallback to around 12 cents before it continues its growth. And I could definitely be wrong here, but this is just something I feel. Looking at the case, it's a great case, but it's still in the active drop rotation, and there's no reason that we're going to get a case in the next 2-3 months that would push it out of it. And for that reason, I think its growth right now is just due to the hype around it. I still like it as an investment long term, but short term, I don't know if I'm personally would say it's the best investment. Finally here, I gotta talk about the Shattered Web case. The Shattered Web case is one that's been surprising for a lot of people right now. It's currently only sitting at around $1.20, which is very surprising considering all it has to offer. Every other case has been going up pretty quickly. The Shattered Web case is just a case that's struggled to get off the ground here, and that's okay considering it's only about a year old. I think it's definitely got a lot of growth potential still to offer. For that reason, I'm still getting some more of these at $1.20. I think right now it's a little bit undervalued. It was at $1 for a strong couple weeks there. Now it's up to about $1.20, and from the looks of it, it'll probably fall down to around $1.15 pretty quickly. but I'm definitely confident that this is going to be a good long-term getter. I think a lot of people are with me on that one. It's not a very unpopular opinion. Next up here, I definitely want to just brush on the skins. So most play skins right now are heavily inflated, and I would definitely not suggest buying into any of these. Even if you want them for a play skin, I definitely recommend waiting a month or two. These skins are all very inflated, as Christmas was just about a week ago and the prices still are pretty high as people are still actively buying lots of new skins. Just something to keep in mind if you are going for these is I definitely would hold off about a week or two at least before you buy into these. Finally here, I'm going to be talking about Operation Broken Fang investments, and this is going to be a big one for the month of January. Obviously the operation is going on right now, and a lot of investment opportunities come with that. First up here, I want to talk about the Control Collection, and more specifically investing in the consumer grade skins. This is something I'm personally doing. This is going to be a very long-term investment in my eyes. I think we could definitely see some growth before then, after the operation ends, probably a week or two after. The prices will peak a little bit. But I think these skins are definitely going to be looking very good in the long term, just because we can look at Operation Shattered Web growth and see very similar things. But I think in the short term, it's definitely going to be challenging for these investments to get off the ground, as people are actively adding more and more of these. Next up, you're looking at the actual case. The Operation Broken Fang case is very interesting because it's very unique in the fact that this case will not go over the price point of $1. So what's unique about it is you can buy 50 stars, or I'm sorry, you can buy 100 stars for $50 and go and list them, buy 50 cases with that and go and list them for $1 each on the Steam market and still make your money back. And for that reason, we won't see this case actually go very much over $1. So whether you invest now or at the end of the operation is very not too important, as the price will most likely remain very similar. Now with that being said, we could definitely see this case go under $1 in value. As more free-to-play players unlock their stars, we could definitely see them buying into these cases to try and get their money back and to try and get some profit for themselves. And for that reason, we could definitely see this case drop down to maybe 80 cents, maybe even 75 cents. I don't think it's really going to be going much lower than 75 cents, as there's still a lot of people who are interested in buying up this case, and there still is a very limited amount of these cases. Each person without paying could get maximum 50 cases. And there's not a ton of incentive right now for people to buy 100 stars for 50 bucks and go and sell them if the case is already selling at 90 cents. In the long term though, I definitely think we're going to be seeing some pretty good Operation Broken Fang case growth. I don't think in the short term we're going to see very much. I think it's probably going to be pretty similar to the Shattered Web in the fact that it's going to start off pretty quickly and then slowly die off for a couple months there before it starts going back up. But I think in the long term, this is definitely something you should be keeping out for and investing into if you plan on playing the game for another year, or at least investing in CSGO for another year. It does have unique gloves, and I'm sure at some point we will get those gloves in a different case, as with we got the Shattered Web knives in a different case. But I don't think the gloves are what makes this case so expensive and so desirable. I think it's that M4 print stream that's really going to keep it at a very high price level. But that is all I have for today, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed. It's been a very crazy 2020, and I'm hoping 2021 will be a lot better. Just want to thank you guys so much for everything. I hope you have a great rest of your day.